This is Goldie. Goldie is what's known as a prothonotary warbler, or what was previously known as a golden swamp warbler, a very apt name considering where she and her friends tend to live. The prothonotary warbler is a neotropical migrant songbird that breeds in forested wetlands throughout the eastern United States and migrates all the way down to Central and Northern South America for winter. In Central and South America, they prefer to roost in forested wetlands called mangroves found on tropical coasts. Mangroves act as filters for their surrounding habitat. They improve water quality by absorbing nutrients from runoff that might otherwise cause harmful algal blooms offshore. Mangroves are also excellent at storing carbon and preventing it from releasing into the atmosphere. Dead leaves and trees will fall to the seafloor where they become buried in the sediment. This way, the carbon stored in the trees doesn't make its way into the atmosphere. In the last 50 years, 1/3 of mangrove forests have been lost due to urban development, exploitation of fisheries, pollution, and climate change. These habitats are the second most endangered in the world. That's where our friend Goldie comes in. While it is uncertain that current population trends are declining due to a loss of mangrove habitat, we do know mangroves are declining worldwide, specifically in the tropics where Goldie and her friends can be found with high density.
To start to help increase the warbler population here in Virginia, VCU began a box nesting program back in 1987. Nest boxes offer female birds like Goldie a place to lay eggs and care for them. There were hundreds of nest boxes placed along the James River. VCU researchers check each box twice a week, and over the past 30 years, the data collected shows a significant increase for the population here in the James River. But that's not true everywhere. And increasing populations of birds like Goldie is essential because she acts as a sentinel species, aka a canary in a coal mine. This means that Goldie and her prothonotary warbler friends can be an early sign of how the health of an entire ecosystem, and water quality specifically, are doing. In the same way, a canary sings in a coal mine to signal when the air quality gets too unhealthy for the workers before something bad happens. Now, towards the end of her breeding season, it starts to get a little too cold for Goldie's main food source, namely aquatic insects and caterpillars. So she and her friends fly all the way down to Central and South America.
We know something about where Goldie and her flock are flying because of something called a geolocator. Geolocators are tiny tracking devices attached to birds to map out their migration patterns and staging areas by recording sunrise and sunset. This gives us a good idea of where Goldie plans to overwinter.
This figure displays data collected from the geolocators on 36 individual prothonotary warblers from 6 breeding sites in North America across their breeding range. The data was collected from November 2018 to March 2018, east and west of the Appalachian Mountains. Regardless of breeding origin, nearly all the birds, approximately 88%, overlapped in their estimated wintering location in northern Colombia. Additionally, the majority of individuals and breeding locations concentrated in well-defined stopover locations in Central America while en route to Colombia.
Of all the habitats surveyed by researchers from VCU and their collaborators, they found that mangroves and freshwater lagoons are much more important to Goldie and other migratory songbirds in comparison to other forest types. The following plot depicts the predicted amount of warblers per hectare in relation to the maturity of mangrove forests. Researchers found that the relation is directly proportional. Mangroves with larger canopies are able to support more warblers per hectare than smaller mangroves and non-mangrove habitats. On average, a mature mangrove or lagoon can support 3 to 4 birds per hectare, as opposed to an average of less than 1 bird per hectare supported by secondary forests and wooded wetlands.
So let's recap all that we just learned. The prothonotary warbler is an important species that acts as a canary in the coal mine, indicating habitats that may be declining between North America and South America. A particular area of interest is the mangrove forest, where Goldie can be found in high densities. We have to care about this issue because this species occupies Virginia every year for an extended period of time. If we remember that Goldie's health is an indicator of our own area's health, then we can strive to have a better understanding of the environment and a better chance of assisting this species to recovery.